This is part 2 of the outdoor blacksmith shop. If you missed part 1, there's a link in the description. For the ground I went with Sculptamold. Included in that is a little brown paint, sand, small pebbles, and these red rocks from my wife's broken bracelet. I need to remember to start the ground cover with a dark brown. Dry brushing later will bring out the light colors, and the dark for the recesses. I started spreading it out with a dowel, but quickly switched to using my fingers. I did manage to keep the dowel in the middle of all these shots. Very professional. The paint scheme for the forge is pretty basic. Dark gray with a few light stones picked out. With the back wall, I tried something new. Using Zorpazorp's video as a guide, I made a white stone wall. I started with an off-white color, and then picked out a few stones in gray and orange-brown. Dry brushing and washes will tone down these stark colors later. I'm going to blame the 102 temperature with 112 index in the shed for why I forgot to film me painting individual bricks. The back wall in the forge got an overbrush of light gray, and eventually everything will get a dry brush of buttermilk. After a spray of dark brown, the awning gets the same treatment. Pick out a few shingles, overbrush in tan, dry brush with buttermilk. The blacksmith, Nazan, preferred to work outside. The heat from the forge was continuous, and his thick fur made it worse. A cool breeze would occasionally blow through the shop. He would take a moment, dunk his hands in cool water, and run them through his golden mane. The shop would be busy today. The delivery of iron should be arriving. A customer was coming to pick up their new longsword, and he would be starting a set of full plate mail. It was going to be a great day. Then I attempted something else new. I've heard Wyloch's Army and Black Magic Craft go on about oil washes, and I figured it was time for me to give it a try. Please check out their videos, links in the description. A glob of brown oil paint went into this old pill bottle along with paint thinner. I wasn't sure how much I would need, but ended up making a second batch. It goes pretty quick. I mixed it real well and coated the whole awning. With a paper towel, I dabbed off the excess. I'll keep playing with consistencies and colors, but this works great. It gets in all the cracks, but since it dries so slowly, when you remove it, it doesn't discolor what you've already painted. The forge got the same treatment, but with black. Around the opening, I did a second coat, but didn't clean off as much. I wanted it dark and dirty. I did the same for the back wall, and as you can see, the color stays, but the nooks and crannies are highlighted. This is what it looks like fresh. The white is toned down, but not as much as if I had used a regular paint wash. Also, I figured if an oil wash was good for the forge and the awning, it might do well on the ground cover as well. The first time I used my static grass applicator, I wasn't super impressed with the results. However, I wanted to try it again. This time I used much longer grass and it came out so much better. I also used 4 different colors of grass. After the long grass came out, I covered it all with grass flock. This filled in the patchy spots. I'm much happier how it turned out. I then added a bunch of tufts and flowers from huge miniatures and War World Scenics. I also added this little tree that my father-in-law gave me. A couple of 3D printed accessories and a pile of wood finishes this blacksmith shop.